and love, beautiful people. This is your sister, Riziki-Zafira, and welcome to Jupiter Transit Virgo 2016 video. This transit will happen August 12th, and I'm excited because whenever Jupiter moves, it just means increase and expansion, and also, wisdom and teaching and learning, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. So, first and foremost, again, the Virgo energy is the natural sixth house of the zodiac, which is sickness, disease, obstacles, challenges, and also service. It is also defense. It is also healing. So again, when we have this Jupiter energy of, again, wisdom and wealth and expansion through knowledge and spirituality, this deals with, as far as, Jupiter goes, the higher mind. And I think I already said wisdom, but it's more so wisdom that you're getting through experiences that you've went through, both good and bad. Okay. Another thing with this is that Jupiter is a planet of good deeds. Okay. And education, again, philosophy. This is also children. This is also fortune. And for women, Jupiter represents our husband. And I know that we've been taught, it's Mars, but Mars is more so like the sexual energy and the soldier energy and stuff like that, you have, but also some traits that your husband may have. But Jupiter overall, we look to Jupiter as far as sidereal astrology goes, to Jupiter as far as the characteristics of your husband. Why? Because your husband is supposed to bring you increase, like Jupiter. He is supposed to bring you wisdom, like Jupiter. He is supposed to bring you, expansion and spiritual knowledge and, education and children. Like, he's supposed to bring you those things. So this is why we look to Jupiter. So, Virgo. Now, Virgo, again, aside from it being that sixth house energy of sickness, diseases, and challenges, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is also, learning and teaching. And it's it's dope because Jupiter is like the father, right? Jupiter, we consider the guru, and Mercury is like the playboy, like the student. But it's still a teacher, it's still a messenger, but, guru is always that, that head. Like, Mercury is always going to Jupiter for higher wisdom. And so these two energies together is going to be great. Now, Virgo energy, again, going back to that, Virgo is about, like practicality. It's analytical. It's also perfection as far as wanting to make things to its more ideal state. Virgo energy is, again, about, making things or going into a situation, purifying it, cleansing it, healing, doing whatever it is you need to do to get it back to a state of purification or its highest state, if you will. And so, again, with these energies coming together, it's definitely a lot of action going on, a lot of learning, a lot of educating, a lot of healing, people wanting to learn new things, people want to heal their situations for themselves or for others, people educating themselves so that they can go out and be of service or go out and be in defense of what they feel is justified. Again, Jupiter is also law. Okay, it is also, justice. So, a lot of these energies coming to play is going to be very exciting. And let's just go through the houses real quick. So, or the rising sign. So, Virgo rising for you, this will be your first house. And first house energy deals with, the self, pretty much. It deals with your overall life's foundation, and, certain personality traits. And so when we deal with Jupiter moving into the first house for Virgo risings, this is expansion of self. So there will be, a lot of new opportunities coming your way. Be sure to not sleep on them because that is another thing with this position. And I go over both the good and the bad. So even though Jupiter gives us like this comfort, this cheerfulness, this optimism, this super duper uber confidence, and, these, opportunities to move up in the world and allowing yourself to grow in wisdom, sometimes our ego can come into play, right? So sometimes we'll pass up opportunities because we just know another one is coming. And the message here is just don't miss the boat. Like, don't be too you know, in this feeling of, oh my gosh, everything is peaches and cream and sunflowers and daisies, and you know, you got like mad opportunities flying by, but your head is up in the clouds and you're missing them. So that's that. But get excited, Virgo risings, because anytime a planet is in your first house, it really does affect, you know, life overall, because it is dealing with you. So you getting into higher wisdom and knowledge and spirituality and all the things that lead to the expansion of self, but not to the point where you're wearing yourself out too thin and then you just don't accomplish anything. Okay, now Leo risings for you. Also, I'm gonna need y'all to turn up a little bit because this is in your second house, and second house deals with family, speech, fixed assets, and wealth. All right, so again, looking for an increase in this area of wealth, looking for an increase. If you are working a job, is it time for a promotion, or is it just time for a new dang job to where you're getting more money? Is it time for new investments? Is it time for secondary activities that's going to lead more to your assets and things that you own and, you know, your wealth overall? Another thing with any house that deals with speech or communication is also dealing with education. So, you know, involving yourself in new studies or, you know, teaching. And another thing too is because since the second house deals with speech and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is intellect, it is education and teaching, communications, writing and speaking, and law and business. This also gives energy to people who feel like they can now be like a consultant or just like a good advisor to people. You may want to start speaking more and giving advice more to people, you know, because of this energy of wisdom and guruness and education. And then also this energy of communications and education and speaking and stuff like that. So, that is that energy there. Now for Leo risings, this would be, or no, I just said Leo risings. For Cancer rising, excuse me. For Cancer rising, this for you will be your third house. And so third house, I like third house, right? Because it requires us to self-improve. Third house is about siblings. It represents siblings, those who are really close to us, like we consider like family. This is also a house of communication. But when I say communication, not just speech, but the means that you were using to communicate, rather it be writing a book, writing a blog, doing a video blog, you know, conference calls, whatever have you. And also third house is a house of efforts, where you're putting your efforts, and then also like self-determination. And so, oh, and I'll say this too, third house also deals in the arts, okay? And so a lot of people, Cancer risings, it's a time for a lot of self-expression. So your need to express yourself may increase. Okay, so this deals with, you know, rather it be writing or doing like the things you just always wanted to do. If you want to take up acting classes or do seminars or take dance classes or, you know, learning how to play new instruments, and pretty much anything that deals with self-improvement so that you can expand yourself and be more open to opportunities that may come your way. The only downside with this is just like how, you know, third house deals with your efforts and courage and willpower to get stuff done. It could just make you lazy, okay? And so we definitely want to be mindful of that. Also, this is a time where siblings become even more of like influence in life, and not just because of maybe, you know, what they contribute to your life as far as family, but if you guys are interested in like doing any kind of business together or whatever, you know, it definitely gives that energy for that as well. And so this is a very important house because, again, when we deal with third house energy, it is about self-determination. And this is very important in any work that you do, rather it be for self or for the community or whatever. Okay, now, Gemini rising. For Gemini rising, for you guys, this will be fourth house energy. And for Gemini, fourth house, well, not Gemini fourth house, but fourth house period deals with, you know, the home. This deals with land. This deals with the mother. This deals with early childhood and even things that you've learned in early childhood. All right. And fourth house also deals with like emotions and feelings, because the natural fourth house of the zodiac is Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. And then we all know moon is intuition and emotions and stuff like that. So a lot of that underlying energy will still be there. Now, I will say this. I know for me personally, when Jupiter aspected my fourth house, time for me to move. I moved. So changing residences is something else. The expansion of your feelings, being more intuitive, again, being that, this is also a house of education and learning new things, because the more we know and the more we have intuition, our ability to nurture is even greater. And so a lot of people may be feeling this energy of nurturing more, of needing more nurturing, or just wanting to nurture more. Also, again, changing residences and entering new forms of education. And then also, just your emotional health overall. Fourth house also deals with things that we own. So to whereas second house is like our fixed assets, but fourth house deals with things that we own, like land, like a home, anything that provides us comfort or convenience, even like cars. So, not only just emotional blessings, but expansion in your residence. You may move to a bigger space. You may move to another state or want to go across seas, to look at moving across seas, because Jupiter is also foreign travel now. The only downside of this, again, is just being mindful of the home, making sure you're taking care of what you need to take care of as far as, paying your bills. Make sure they're on time, making sure you're not slacking on rent. Some of the stuff I shouldn't even have to say, but more so for Jupiter in the fourth house, just look for expansion in emotions. Oh, definitely making sure everything is cool with Mom Dukes, make sure y'all are good on that. And expansion of home, expansion of emotions and feelings, things that you own. You may even experience more or a heightened intuition during this time period as well. And so I think that's that for Gemini risings, fourth house. Now, Taurus risings, for you, this will be your fifth house, okay? Now, for you guys, especially be mindful, if you have not had children yet, now is a really good time. This time period for the next 1.8 years or 2 years, this is a very good energy to get pregnant. And if you are a mother already and are looking to have a child, this is a very good portal. Of course, there's other aspects. We look at where the sun is and, stuff like that. But and Rahu as well. But this is a very good window for conception. So if you're not ready, strap it up. Use the rhythm method, ovulation calculators, whatever have you. But I'm just putting that out there first and foremost. I'll also say, you know what? I apologize, but for what was that? Gemini risings, fertility, because fourth house deals with that as well. So yeah. All right, now back to you, Taurus rising. Sorry. So Taurus risings, now fifth house. Fifth house deals with this deals with knowledge, but like the ancient kind. Fifth house is also past life karma. Fifth house is also education. Fifth house is intellect. Fifth house is fun. It's entertainment. It's games that we play. It's romance. It's creativity. It is a spiritual house in the sense, again, of the ancient knowledge and the karma and stuff like that. And so when we have Jupiter in this house, again, if you have children already, definitely more happiness with them, making sure that the bond is getting more tighter and close with your children. Another thing, because fifth house deals with speculative business, like investments, gambling, like just risky business, pretty much, making wiser decisions in your investments. Okay. Definitely for that. Another thing is, and if I can't stress this enough because we normally don't go deep into our children, but Taurus risings, like, if you're not already working with children, definitely making sure that you are, really putting attention into them even more. Like, I know we feed children, we bathe them, we make sure they have clothes on their backs, we make sure that they go to school, we make sure that they're doing their homework, but I'm talking about like really, really being interested in them, their spirit, not so much. And I'm not trying to tell anybody how to be a parent because I biologically don't have any children, but sometimes we have this idea of what we want our children to be, and we don't think that they just might have an idea of who they want to be on their own, because we're taught at such a young age children don't think this way. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we are in a generation where these children are being born and they are smarter, way smarter than what they're actually more in tune with themselves than a lot of these adults are. So I just felt the spirit to say that, to let you guys know that. Another thing, Taurus risings, if you're not already into being more spiritually educated or knowledgeable, definitely this is a time for that as well. And really, really making sure that you are intellectually stimulating yourself. Okay, on the downside, again, it would just be everything opposite what I said, as far as making sure you're making wise decisions in your investments. And on another downside, not spending time with your children, not staying focused on them. And if you are thinking about having a child, making sure that there are the other areas in life are balanced, because even though children are always a blessing, we can agree that there are always moments in life where what we call timing may be a little better than the next, based on the current, situation that we're in. And I'll just leave that there. Okay, now, sixth house. So this would be Aries rising. Aries rising, sixth house energy. And so if Jupiter is in the six placements away from Aries rising, again, this deals with service, defense, sickness, obstacles, disease, and stuff like that. So when Aries rising comes into play, because Aries is the natural first house of the zodiac, so this is also relating to the self. So service and the self. So this could be, providing more service to yourself, more self-care. Also putting yourself in a position to be in service of others, because sometimes Aries rising energy can make a person so focus that it pisses other people off, or you neglect other people. And self-focus is very necessary, right? But everything has a balance. So we just want to make sure about that. Another thing is, expansion of self. So just like how Virgo rising and Virgo rising would be the first house energy for Jupiter. But keep in mind, just like how all these other houses are naturally the 6th, 5th, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, whatever, Aries rising is the natural first house. And so it's definitely having a lot to do with self, straightening things out, facing those challenges, those obstacles, those diseases, making amends or healing yourself from past broken relationships, maybe contacting those old flames or whatever, and rectifying a lot of those situations. And it's not for them, it's for you. Another thing with that is, seeking more support for yourself, and not financially, but it's okay to have your brother circle, your sister circles, for any kind of emotional or mental flare-ups that you may go to. Like, we all need somebody to talk to every now and then, so nothing wrong with that. Excuse me. Now for Pisces rising, for you guys, this will be the 7th house. And so again, 7th house deals with, partnerships, your spouse. And when I talk about partnerships, this is also in both business and personal. And just, pretty much other people that have a lot of influence in life. This is also a sexual house as well. So was 2nd house, but no need to get into that. So, expansion of partnerships as well. So, again, with Pisces rising, if anyone out there and you're engaged already or whatever and looking to get married, okay, cool. This 2-year window is a great time to, establish new partnerships, or, this new marriage under that kind of energy. Also, because 7th house energy deals with business partnerships, business should be expanding as well. A definite way to increase your earnings. And then also, again, being that Jupiter deals with foreign travel, okay, this could also indicate you looking for opportunities in foreign country, expanding your business in foreign countries, or even starting a business in a foreign country. Not a bad idea. Another thing is too, yeah, even traveling with your mate, taking vacations and stuff so that you guys can bond more. That's good. The only downside to this is just, again, breaking commitments rather in marriage or in partnerships, delaying, certain moves and stuff that you need to make as far as your relationship or business partnerships. And I'll say this too, because this is an energy of partnerships. It's very important to show gratefulness here. Because even if it's not a partnership with another person, you still are in partnership with the universe as a co-creator. So be sure to show gratitude in your alliances and in your partnerships, rather if they are physically or spiritually. All right, which moves us to the next house. 8th house energy for Aquarius rising. Okay, so 8th house deals with, the house of the occult, the secret and hidden knowledge of the world that we have been torn away from and taught that it was bad. The 8th house also deals with hidden secrets, our deep-rooted issues, and also 8th house deals with in-laws, but I more so like to keep it with self as far as like ancestral ties. I think I already said deep-rooted issues and how you rise after a great fall. And so what 8th house energy with this is pretty much requiring you to work on those things that are hidden as far as your deep-rooted issues, and digging deeper within self to really bring to light the things that need to be fixed so that you can move forward. Gaining wisdom from all that occult knowledge, those hidden secrets, those all those times that you've fallen and got back up. So it's like, this is where your shamanism comes in, right? Because like some people are just born, right? Or we like to think so, with this light. Like they really just didn't go through anything and they're just all good and they really haven't been through much, but they still have this sense of wisdom and enlightenment. And shaman is like, yo, you done been through hell and back and you still came out with such this spiritual kind of outlook, and you use that outlook to create your magic in life. So this is what 8th house energy is using for you, Aquarius rising. And Aquarius, you guys being this water sign, you're already deep and mystical and other dimensional. And so yeah, and somewhat so is Pisces. Really the water signs, right? So it's like, digging deeper into this abyss, into all your hidden secrets and talents and magic and deep-rooted issues, looking at all the wisdom that you learned from there and using that to support yourself, using that to guide you in making wiser decisions. And so another thing with 8th house energy too, just like the number 8 house does deal with some business and money. And so again, this could also be, gaining wisdom on how to benefit from things, that are 8th house energy. I'll say this too, being that Jupiter is spirituality and wisdom and higher philosophical education, studying these occult knowledge, studying these hidden secrets, and sometimes also, giving your wisdom about your trials and tribulations and this hidden occult knowledge and stuff like that to other people. Again, overall, this is an energy to where people are feeling the need to be in service, to be in defense, to gain knowledge or spread their wisdom. And so for Jupiter for Aquarius rising and then your Jupiter being in the 8th house, there is a lot of wisdom that is to come from these underlying issues, these deep-rooted issues that you have not yet brought to the surface. And then also, the study and the implementation of this occult knowledge that again has been taken from us, and we've taught that is bad. Now again, the only downside, with this is just not doing that, not learning from your lessons, not learning from the many falls that you had, so that you just keep falling again. The point with 8th house energy is to rise after a great fall. So, over this transit, definitely look into that as how you are going to use that wisdom to support yourself. Okay, so that's that. Now, 9th house ruling energy, this would be Capricorn rising. And so 9th house energy deals with your teachers, also your gurus, also higher education. This also deals with foreign country travel or settlement. And this is also a house of spirituality and religion. And so again, whenever Jupiter is transiting the 9th house, this is like really a really good position. Jupiter and 9th house energy get along really well. And so this again is just increase of spiritual knowledge. You may want to take that pilgrimage. You may want to go on that spiritual retreat to, revitalize yourself. That's totally fine. Again, if you are in a job, and we'll get into that 10th house energy for Sagittarius risings in a minute, but asking for more fortune and wealth, like closed mouth don't get fed. There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing is that this is the house of the father. So just like the 4th house is house of the mother, 9th house is house of the father. So checking on his health, your relationship with him. A lot of us also may be coming in contact with a father figure or some kind of male figure that we hold to like this guru status, and learning from them. A lot of us may want to become a guru ourselves. So teaching, publishing your thoughts and ideas and your experiences that you've encountered spiritually. All right. So, there's that. And then I'll say too, this energy on the downside, it's kind of just like with the whole financial thing. Sometimes we get so spiritually inclined, or we want all the spiritual knowledge, and we go through and do all these spiritual things that we are not paying attention to the household we have to maintain, the family we still have to provide for, so forth and so on. So just don't get lost in that sauce. Unfortunately, we're in a time where those who just desire to be really spiritual, like you just don't want to do anything but meditate for the world and do rituals and stuff like that, you're not able to do so comfortably because you still have to pay for lights and feed yourself and all that other stuff. So definitely find a balance in that. And then also, again, just making sure that this whole idea of optimism doesn't overtake you to the point where you're just very neglectful of the opportunities and everything that comes your way, because again, we're just feeling ourselves too much. All right. So, 10th house energy. This is for Sagittarius rising, and 10th house energy deals with the career. This also deals with, the status that you have, like your reputation, what the world or your community sees you as, so forth and so on. And so, again, this deals with increase or expansion in career. So, I'll also say too, because this is a house of reputation, bringing more attention to yourself. So if you are in a job and again, wanting this raise, now's the time to bring more attention to yourself so that you can get noticed. If you are an entrepreneur, all right, promoting yourself, and also in both situations, educating yourself. Like, here's a position of earning through learning. The more you learn, the more you can earn, because now you've expanded yourself intellectually, so that you have more knowledge, and now your worth, as far as the job realm or whatever, has increased. So you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to make sure that, the people you're surrounding yourself with is successful. A lot of us have been in this energy of cutting people off. Like, I don't care who you are, where you came from, how long we've known each other, but I'm at a point right now, like, I really have to put in this work. I really have to better my situation. And if you are not conducive to that, then I got to cut you off. And this is also, kind of like 11th house energy as well for Scorpio risings, but we'll get into that in a second. So again, still with Sag rising, again, this is just more so about putting more attention to yourself, expanding yourself in efforts to expand in career or increase in career. And if you're looking to make that career change, that's definitely possible right now as well. Another thing with this is, again, well, just on the downside, everything I just said, but opposite, making sure that your reputation stays on point, making sure that you don't slack off in whatever work that you were doing, but still expecting benefit from it. And it's like, no, not cool. Another thing is, again, missing out on these opportunities. Again, like, Jupiter will bring opportunities in a lot of these houses, but we just have to be mindful not to miss them. All right. And not saying to jump on every opportunity that comes about, but this is why, Jupiter gives us wisdom, because not everything will be for your benefit, but it's not to say that there's not a lesson there. It's not to say that, okay, once I looked and closely examined this opportunity and found it may not be for me, I now have a better sense of self, and I have now a better sense of what is for me, so that the next opportunity comes along, I'm more able to easily identify it, so forth and so on. Okay, now, what am I? Scorpio rising. Where am I? Scorpio rising. So for you, Scorpio rising, this energy will be 11th house matters, okay? And so I love 11th house too, because this is a house. Oh, and I'm going to say this too. A lot of Scorpio risings, y'all have been going through it, honey, okay? But I'm going to need y'all to chill out for a second, because it's some good news right here, okay? That 11th house deals with your network circles, okay? So again, that network, your network is your net worth. This is also hopes and dreams and wishes, your desire to fulfill those hopes and dreams, and also extra income. Okay, so opportunities like, hello, more cash flow. Your cash flow should be better. And again, making sure you are surrounding yourself with influential people, not just good people. See, there's a difference between good people and influential people. And the best thing is to be, around good influential people, because you have influential people who are not so good. So for you, Scorpio rising, definitely making sure that you too, just like my Sag risings, are keeping, paying attention to the circle that you have around you, being very, analytical and strategic, and also loving, because it's not like all relationships are a sense of business, because it's like an exchange. You're never going to be around somebody who just does not give you anything as far as emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, so forth and so on. So you definitely want to do that. Another thing is, again, just watching out for those opportunities, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Now is the time to pursue those. Now is the time where Jupiter, or this energy, is going to give you the higher wisdom, the higher knowledge. And then also too, because again, it is education and learning, taking more opportunities to learn things to increase your cash flow, so forth and so on. So a lot of this 10th and 11th house energy is pretty much, the same, as well as second, because these three houses deal with our income and how we're bringing in resources into our lives. So again, with Jupiter in these houses, is definitely going to give you expansion and opportunities, but don't sleep, and be strategic. Okay. Also, your network circles too, when you are, and I'm going to say this too, and we all have these friends or people in our lives, and when stuff is going good, you get that phone call and you're like, hey, let me hold something. Be mindful of that, because right now this is about you and expanding yourself so that you can go to the next level. Because when the next transit hits for Jupiter, and not even just Jupiter, but we still have Saturn and Mars and other planets that are giving not so great effects because of their natural malefic energy. All right, but that's another video. So be mindful of that, Scorpio risings. Opportunities, network circles, hopes, dreams, wishes, your goals, whatever goals you have been planning or thinking about for so long. This next 2-year period or 1.8-year period, whatever, is the perfect opportunity to get those dreams accomplished, to fulfill those dreams. Okay. Last but not least, Libra rising. For you guys, this is the 12th house. Now, 12th house also deals with foreign lands. This also deals with spirituality. And this is also isolation. On the good side, the kind of isolation that's like pilgrimages and retreats and, just alone time, meditation. And on the downside, it's like jail, the crazy houses, the hospitals, you know, stuff like that, detention centers, you know, we don't want that kind of stuff. And so 12th house is that freedom of expression and enlightenment house, okay? And through, you know, foreign lands and spirituality and isolations and stuff like that, you know, we kind of feel more enlightened. We kind of feel more free to express ourselves. Like, you know, this is why we may go to, you know, foreign lands to get on nude beaches or, you know, experience things spiritually that is not available here in the US due to the condition of our society. And so when Jupiter is transiting this house for Libra risings, there's definitely this energy of, you know, wanting to go on pilgrimages, wanting to be more enlightened, wanting to you know, spend more quiet time with yourself. And then two, you know, I'll say this because this energy requires, you know, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of time to self, and really a lot of introspection. You know, financial pursuits normally are not recommended at this time, but again, based on your personal alignment, your personal transits, you know, things can be different. But for the most part, when you're dealing with 12th house energy, it's like this need to be with oneself, to know more of yourself, so that now, or not now, but moving forward, you know how to better operate and maneuver throughout this game called life. And so, again, just on the downside, don't drive yourself too hard. You know, some people could get so into, you know, becoming spiritually enlightened. And this is if you're ready for this. This is if you're really about that life. Some people with this, again, can get so lost in the sauce of seeking spiritual enlightenment and stuff like that, that you just go broke. Like, you're like, I don't care about this job. I don't care about making money because I just want to be on top of a mountain all day and just, you know, namaste and just, you know, just and all that other stuff all day long. And so, you know, that's just the downside to that. So overall, guys, this was your quickie of your Jupiter transit video. I definitely hope that this helped put some things in perspective. And if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you, again, would like more insight into your personal star chart, be sure to contact me at the information below, and we will get that started immediately. All right. And in the meantime, guys, as always, vibrate higher. Peace and love.